Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is JJ and today we're going to be doing a pick a card. What imprint do you leave on people? Okay, so you can specifically ask about a specific person, or you can just make this in general. You know, what imprint do you leave on anyone you meet? So for option number one, we have from the Lenormand the Tower. Option number two, we have the Clouds. And option number three, we have the Salmon. So we are gonna get started, but before I do that, I would like to remind you that the timestamps are listed in the comment section. All my information is always in the description box below. I am using different oracle cards today, so I will tell you about these oracle cards right now. So the ones with this backing right here, this is the Oracle of Visions, this one right here. I'm also using today the Nature's Whisper Oracle, which is this one right here, you guys. Okay, Nature's Whispers. And I'm also using the Vintage Wisdom Oracle deck, which is the one, you probably seen me use this one more than the other ones, which is this one right here. Because I know I always get asked, what oracle decks do I use? So these are the ones I am using today. And as well, I am using the Celtic Lenormand. So let's get started. Remember that these are general readings, so take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If it doesn't fit, do not force it. With that being said, let's get started. So option number one. Let's see, what imprint do you leave on people? So we have the Lenormand the Tower. So I feel like you're someone very stable. Okay, you're someone very stable. I feel like you're someone reliable. With the Six of Swords at the bottom here with this card, I do feel like you're someone who moves forward. So you might be very well known for walking away or leaving people for pursuing other things, okay? That just is coming through. But I feel like you do this to go towards your stability, towards your long-term goals. I feel like you're very fun to be around, okay, because I'm looking at the 19th as the Sun card in tarot. But I also feel like you're someone who is very guarded, who protects their kingdom, okay, or their, you know, their house, or their just their energy in general. So I feel like people who are able to go into your private life, they are considered to be lucky, or they feel lucky because they know that you have your walls up and you're very private, okay? So let's see. Beauty. Okay, so people think you're beautiful. People think you're handsome if you're a male, but just people think you are physically good looking, okay? And I also feel like you always when people think of you, the imprint that you leave is that you always look at the beauty of life, okay? You're not someone who focuses on the negative. You're someone who focuses on the beautiful things that life has to offer you. Your thoughts. Okay, so I feel like people as well, you're very well thought of, okay? I feel like when you leave or when people meet you, they're always constantly thinking of you. You're in people's mind all the time. I also feel like people really like your mind, okay? The way you see things, the way you process things, the way your mind works, people find that very beautiful and very attractive. I feel like you're someone who gives like really good ideas, okay, or plan things out. And that's kind of like you get people thinking, you get them kind of going and get the ball rolling here in order for them to plan long term, right? Thinking back to the Tower here. But also this is also the imprint here is that you're someone who is not afraid to be alone, right? Because the Tower talks about isolation as well in Lenormand. You might be someone who works for a corporate, a government job, something like that as well, because of Lenormand definition there. But I feel like you're someone that think things through. I'm hearing the song Because of You by Neo, so I feel like people change the way they think or the way they do things because of you, because of the interactions that they have with you. show your support. So I feel like you're someone who is very supportive, who is very loving, who is very caring, very understanding. Yeah, I feel like you paint like this perfect setting for people to kind of be like, look, you have the paintbrush. You can create your life in any way that you want. I feel like you're someone who has overcome a lot. Looks very familiar. Yeah, I feel like you're someone who has gone through a lot, and maybe you share your wisdom with everyone that you interact with. And I feel like people really like that because they feel like you have achieved a sense of stability. I feel like you're also well known in your area, in your community. You have like a very good reputation to look up to, okay, or to maintain, if you will. And I feel here that that's why people look up to you, okay? Because it seems like you got everything together here. And so you inspire them to be like you. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, we have number 52. It looks like you're on top of the world. Decisions, determined, destiny. Yeah. So I feel like you push people to want to be like you, to want to be on top of the world, to want to go after what they want with determination and with, to pursue their destiny and to make decisions that are long term, like I was saying at the beginning of the reading. Then we have number 26 here. So number 26 to me always reminds me of the Empress. I feel like they think that you're someone that's very fruitful, very giving. I feel like you're someone who always has I feel like you hold the key to opening doors. You have a lot of knowledge, okay? You have a lot of wisdom, and I feel like people really like the fact that you share your wisdom. Yeah. You lift like the veil for them in some way. Gemini. Yeah, I feel like you're someone who's very diverse. Okay, someone who communicates a lot. You're very vocal, but you're very smart as well. Very, very smart. Inner voice. Yeah, I feel like you share your inner voice with your people. And then we have purpose. Yeah, I feel like you're very set, goal-oriented here. I'm getting King of Pentacles vibe, and I haven't even looked at tarot, but it reminds me a lot of the King of Pentacles here. Someone who knows where they're going, and they make every decision based on that. I feel like you help people discover what their purpose is and help them also listen to their inner voice. And then we have reconnect with spirit. So I feel like you're someone who helps others reconnect with spirit, believing, trusting in themselves. Yeah, I feel like with the sunglasses here, I feel like you are someone who looks at the bigger picture of things. You're someone who changes the perception of others, again, because of your thought, your ideas, the way you do things, the way you see things as well. Yes, truth transcends reality. Ooh. Truth transcends reality. That was interesting. That was channeled. I feel like what I meant by that was truth transcends reality. So you might be living in a reality that maybe it's illusions, right? And the truth transcends that. So I feel like this person helps you see through the veil, helps you take off the glasses here in order for you to see the reality and make the changes that you need to make. 10 of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you're someone who carries a lot of responsibilities. You're someone who inspires other people. And again, you're very guarded. You might know how to, use weapons here. But I feel like you're someone who is very guarded. So when people, when you share your wisdom with people, or when you communicate with them, when you share the way you think, the way you see things, like people feel very honored to hear you speak. I also feel here as well that with the 2 of Wands, again, that decision, you're always looking for the next Mercury retrograde, for the next best thing. And that's that Gemini energy, right? Gemini is very much, that's where they get their reputation of being flaky, but it's because they get bored. They need that mental stimulation. And so I feel like you might be doing one thing and then you're done with it, and then you move to another thing here. And so people really like that. And so I feel like what you teach people is about truth, is about perception in life, is about making decisions that are long-term, that are in alignment with your purpose, with your destiny. You're someone who always speaks with the truth. You're someone who follows your inner voice. I feel like you're someone who needs diversity. You're someone whose way of thinking is unlike any other. I feel like you're very guarded, but you can take on a lot of responsibility, but you also show support, maybe by helping others carry the load as well. Okay, and I feel like people think like you're on top of the world, or you will be. If you feel like you're not, people see that potential in you, and that's what they aspire to, and that is the imprint that you leave on others. It's like you also can do that as long as you stay focused and your actions are focused on your target. You will definitely hit the mark. So that is what I have for you guys. And now I'm going to move to option number 2. So for those of you who picked option number 2, the clouds, I feel like you're someone who are very shy. The card just flew. So I feel like you're someone who's very shy. But I also feel like you're someone who clears away the clouds. You're someone that brings in clarity. Okay, who cuts the confusion. I feel like you're also someone who is maybe a motivator with the King of Wands here. Maybe you're someone who inspires people. You're someone who is very passionate, someone who has vision, someone who is an innovator, someone who might be an entrepreneur as well. And I feel like you're someone who has a lot of unconditional love with the number 6. And I also feel like a lot of people will see you as their ideal partner. Okay, that's coming through very strongly for pile number 2. Yeah, ironically, yes. Yeah, a lot of people, I feel like you're a very loving person. And I feel like the imprint that you leave on people is that you are just a person full of love, full of unconditional love, someone who is very peaceful, someone who understands others, someone who is very giving of themselves, someone who has a lot of depth to them, someone who is very compassionate, very caring, very nurturing. Yeah, I'm hearing Let's Get Married by Jagged Edge. Jagged Edge. There we go. Yeah. So maybe a lot of people see you as someone that they see you as the one that got away. Literally, that's what I'm picking up. Yeah. Okay, let's see your next card. Wow, they see you as someone who's very trusting, who's very loving, who's very gentle, very compassionate. Someone who is very transformative. I feel like when you step into someone's life, or when you interact with someone, you change their life, okay? Or you provoke them to change, to make changes in their life. You also inspire them to trust in love, to trust in relationships, to trust in friendships, in connections again. Wow, trust your own understanding. I feel like you're someone who is very wise just because she has the mask here of the owl. So I do feel like you're someone who is able to see beyond the surface. You're someone who has a lot of wisdom, who has a strong intuition, and I feel like you're someone who also inspires others to listen to their gut, that things aren't always what they seem, okay? And I feel like people with you, they might see you as, because the clouds signify confusion, I do feel like when people, they start interacting with you at first, okay, they might see you as someone that's very confusing, or they can't figure you out. But I feel like once they get to know you, they're like, oh, this person is just a ball full of love. You know what I mean? This person is just someone who is very giving, very compassionate. But I feel like they don't get that right off the bat with you. Yeah. So you leave a beautiful imprint on people. You leave an imprint of love, of inspiration, of motivation, of trust, of listening to your intuition. of hope and happiness. Oh my god, you guys, who are you guys? Who is my pile number 2 people? I feel like you inspire others, you make people happy, you motivate people to find their happiness and to always be hopeful in life. Okay, to believe in your dreams, to be creative, to believe in your visions, going back to that Knight of Wands. Then we have here number 19. So this card is about, I feel like people see you as temptation. Like I said, a lot of people want to date you. A lot of people want to marry you. Okay, there's something here. People fall in love with you. And that's why I'm getting the energy of the one that got away. Because people see you as temptation. Okay, because I feel like you're very open with people. See how she's naked here in this image? I feel like you're very open with people. You share a lot of things about yourself with people. And I also feel like you help liberate people from the monkey mind, right? That logical, rational, the ego mind. And you get them to believe again. Yeah. The mermaid. Very enchanting, very alluring. And again, you inspire people to get out of this bubble that they have outgrown. You inspire people to explore, to seek other things. You remind people that the ocean is way bigger than this sphere that she's in here. Because you can clearly tell that she has outgrown. Yeah, you can tell that she has outgrown this bubble. And she's running out of space. And there's clouds here too. Very interesting. So I feel like you clear away the clouds, the confusion, the illusion. And you inspire others to go after what they want. Or what they need. Wow, reputation. I feel like you're someone who is very career oriented. You might be, like I said, an entrepreneur. You might be in the spotlight in some way with the 10th house here. I feel like you're someone of authority. Now I'm hearing My Boo by Usher. I feel like you have a very good legacy. This is also Capricorn's house. So I feel like you're someone who works very hard, who doesn't give up until they get to the top. And I feel like you inspire others to do that. So I feel like the imprint that you leave on people is a good reputation. Like, it's good. There is no bad here. Like, people really like you. They admire you. They love you. Well, those are fireworks, you guys. I feel like you heal people. You heal people's heart, people's spirit. You might be an empath, okay? Especially with trusting your own understanding. I feel like you might be a high priestess, okay? Or you might be a healer. But I feel like you heal people. Yeah, and it's because you're very accepting. Like, you don't try to change people, okay? By being yourself and you doing your own thing, you living your life the way you do, you inspire others. Yeah, and people are grateful for meeting you. Like, people, they have a lot of gratitude for you. Maybe you help a lot of people with their career, in their relationships. Yeah, and people get obsessed with you, okay? People, like I said, people fall in love. People obsess about you, okay? People want to possess you. People might want to control you in some way. But I also feel like you, like I said, you unblock people. Not unblock, but you free them. You like, I feel like if people are restricted in some way, right, because of their perceived ideas or beliefs or illusions, you help them release those restraints. But I feel like people become very codependent on you because they really like your energy. I wouldn't blame them. I mean, your energy feels really, really good. And then we have here collaboration. So I feel like you're someone, again, that you're very much someone who collaborates with others. Okay, you're someone who is willing to work with others, help others. I feel like everyone wants to collaborate with you. Everybody likes you. You might have been the popular one in high school, or maybe even in your like work or anywhere you go. You're like the popular one is what I'm getting here. 8 of Wands. I feel like you're always on the go too. You inspire people to go and do things. Yeah, you guys are very loving. Very, very loving with the Ace of Cups. Literally, you're this cup full of love. Your imprint on people is a very beautiful imprint. It's like it's like everyone is welcome. There's no judgment here with you, and people love that. Like, you're willing to collaborate with anyone. It doesn't matter where they come from, what's their background. You give them a chance. You show them what is acceptance, what is love, what is trust, what is understanding, and you show them that there's hope and that they deserve to be happy. And that's why you might have a lot of people who might cling on you, or who might, like I said, become obsessed with you. Or you might have people who want to possess you, okay? Or who might want to also, put a ring on it as well. But I'm also getting you're a free soul, like the clouds, one gypsy energy here. You're here 1 minute and then you're gone as well. So that's why I feel like people wanna hold you down, want to get married with you, or want to build with you something stable, because they don't want you to go away. Yeah, because you're very welcoming. I feel like you inspire people to travel, to get out of their comfort zone. You inspire people to work together, to work in harmony. Yeah, that is what I have for pile number 2. And now I'm going to move to pile number 3. So for those of you who picked pile number 3, we have the Salmon. So with this card, you might be someone who's very much about your community. You love working with others, okay? I feel like you're someone who maybe goes and explores but always comes back home. I always think of that with the Salmon here. Also, you might be someone who is good with money as well. Someone who is very lucky. With the King of Pentacles, yeah, someone stable, someone reliable, someone people can go to when they need help. Yeah, you're someone who's very strong. And I feel like the imprint that you leave on people, it's about strength. Okay? If they can get a tattoo with your imprint label on it, it will be strength. Okay? They see you as a star. Yeah, literally, mark. That will be your mark, strength. Ancestors. You feel like family to people. Okay? People feel like they could rely on you. Maybe they feel like you come from a strong line of family. But I'm getting like it's kind of like you're my older brother or my older sister. Okay, that type of support. Yeah, you're a beacon for others. You're a beacon of light for other people, and they love that about you. Yeah, and I feel like you're someone who's very childlike. Okay, you're very hardworking and determined, and you're a pillar for a lot of people. You're also very childlike. You maintain that youthfulness, that playfulness, and people like that about you because they know you can work hard. You can pick up the pieces, but you can also have fun. Yeah, you're someone who's very, very balanced, okay? You might be a Libra. This is a sign of Libra. But I feel like you're someone who's very balanced. People feel like you're their other half as well. That you can juggle very well. That you work well with others. That Libra here as well. Wow. Yeah. Like, people feel like you can literally pick them up. Like, you can handle anything. Like, if anybody has a problem, they need a loan, they need they need emotional support, or they need that strong pillar. Sometimes we need someone who can help us, just pick us up, or motivate us, or tell us how strong we are. You are that person. You are that person for a lot of people. And maybe it's because you've gone through a lot in your family life. And so people are very inspired by that. I feel like you're a true leader, and people like that. Is the imprint that you leave on people. Yeah, you're someone who is very active. You're someone who is very fierce. You're someone who is very courageous. But at the same time, very innocent with this Aries and this child here. This childlike expression. I feel like you're not afraid of going after what you want. And people like that about you. You believe in magic, and that's that childlike, right? Like children, they believe in the tooth fairy, they believe in Santa Claus, right? So I feel like you still have that innocence to you that people really like. Like, when it's time to get to work, you get to work, or when things get serious, they know they can come to you. But also, if they want to have a good time, you're the person as well. There's this duality within you, and that's that yin and the yang. Yeah, and you motivate people to flourish. You motivate people to believe, to go after what they want, to know that life is about handling our responsibilities, that we got to work hard for what we want, especially if we want to shine like the star. Yeah, I feel like people are just very drawn to you, okay? Like, they really, like, they know that whatever time they call you, you're going to be there for them. You're that person, And I feel like you help them a lot to live in the moment, right? To live in the moment. You're very loyal. That's the song I'm hearing, Loyal by Chris Brown. You're very loyal. And you like to spend time with friends, okay? You're someone, again, with community. I'm really picking that up. You care about your tribe. Yeah, you help people believe in themselves. You help them also plant. And that's the King of Pentacles, right? He plants these seeds knowing that they're going to be beautiful trees down the line. But they also know that it's going to take time. And then he knows that it's also, you got to water them, right? That there's going to be hard work in this. So there's a balance between hard work and play here. And that's what you teach people. That's what you inspire people to do. Yeah, Judgment. And then the last card is the High Priestess. So again, I feel like you have a lot to teach others. You have a lot of love to give as well. I feel like you're very psychic as well with the High Priestess there. But I feel like you're very much about adventure and play. But I also am getting like you have this flair of mystery to you. And with the Judgment card, I feel like you're someone who has a good head over their shoulders. You're someone who's able to make good judgment calls. And I feel like that's when things get tough, people come to you. And whenever they're going to make a huge decision in their life, okay, whenever they're in this judgment period, when they have to kind of make a final judgment or a final decision in something, you're the person that comes to mind. They're like, what would this person do? And they think of you. So that is what I have for you guys. I hope this was fun for you guys. Take care of yourselves. Have a lovely weekend, and I will see you guys on Monday. Bye.